The term Trumpcession has been floating around economic circles, a specter haunting the U.S. economy. It refers to a potential recession linked to the economic policies of former President Donald Trump. Think of it like this: you eat a whole bag of hot dogs in one go. Your stomach might be happy at first, but there's a good chance you'll regret it later. Some economists argue that Trump's policies, while seemingly beneficial in the short term, could have negative long-term consequences. The idea is that these policies like tax cuts and tariffs could lead to inflation, trade wars, and ultimately a recession. Imagine a trade war like a playground fight. Everyone loses and no one gets the bigger swing set. While the term Trumpcession is catchy, it's important to remember that it's not an official economic term. It's a way to describe a potential economic downturn that some believe is linked to Trump's policies. The possibility of a Trumpcession is a topic that has sparked debate and uncertainty. Some experts believe it's a real threat, while others dismiss it as fear-mongering. Like trying to predict the weather, it's complicated and there's no guarantee. The truth is, no one has a crystal ball. We're all just trying to make sense of the economic tea leaves. One of the main arguments for a potential Trumpcession centers around the economic policies enacted during Trump's presidency. These include massive tax cuts, primarily benefiting corporations and wealthy individuals, and increased tariffs on goods imported from countries like China. Think of tax cuts like giving a sugar rush to a kid. They might be hyper for a little bit, but they'll crash eventually. In the same way, tax cuts can provide a temporary boost to the economy, but their long-term effects are debatable. The idea is that while these policies may have stimulated the economy in the short term, they could also lead to inflation and increased national debt. Furthermore, the trade wars initiated by the Trump administration, particularly with China, have disrupted global supply chains and increased costs for businesses and consumers. Remember that playground fight? Yeah, this is the part where everyone starts throwing sand. These tariffs, intended to protect American jobs, may have inadvertently hurt certain sectors of the economy. Critics argue that these policies have created an unstable economic environment ripe for a downturn. It's like building a house on a foundation of sand. It might look good at first, but it's not going to end well. While the possibility of a Trumpcession is a hot topic of discussion, it's crucial to acknowledge the lack of concrete data and specific timelines associated with this potential economic downturn. As of today, March 15, 2025, we haven't seen any concrete evidence of a recession. It's like trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle with half the pieces missing. You might have an idea of what it's supposed to look like, but you can't be sure. Current discussions around the Trumpcession are largely theoretical, based on economic models and expert opinions rather than hard evidence. The lack of specific data makes it difficult to predict the likelihood, severity, or timing of a potential Trumpcession. It's like trying to predict when a volcano will erupt. There are signs, but pinpointing the exact moment is nearly impossible. This uncertainty adds another layer of complexity to an already intricate economic landscape. Without clear data, it's essential to approach the Trumpcession discussion with a healthy dose of skepticism and a critical eye. Despite the lack of definitive data, the potential for a Trumpcession highlights the importance of staying informed about economic issues. Just like you check the weather forecast before leaving the house, staying informed about the economy can help you make better financial decisions. Understanding the factors that could contribute to a recession, such as inflation, interest rates, and government policies, can empower individuals and businesses to make more informed decisions. It's not about becoming an economist overnight, but rather about developing a basic understanding of how the economy works. Think of it like learning to change a tire. You don't need to be a mechanic, but knowing the basics can be incredibly helpful in a pinch. Staying informed also means being wary of sensationalized headlines and seeking out information from reputable sources. Don't just listen to the loudest voice in the room, do your own research and form your own opinions. While predicting the future of the economy is an impossible task, understanding the potential risks and opportunities can help us navigate the uncertainty and make sound financial choices. Remember, knowledge is power, even when it comes to the economy.